Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Saturday 18th of July and thanks for joining. Today we'll be discussing how we can make a simple camera application where we can click a photo with the camera and we can save the image. This is gonna be a very basic Android application. So let's begin with our Android Studio. We'll start with a new project and we'll select an empty activity, and after that we'll click next and select we'll change the name of our application. We'll say my camera application, and then we'll click finish, and then we'll wait for the project to load. And here is our project, but it's still building our project. So it's done basically now. We'll get the app here, and inside the app we'll get resources, Java and manifest and all these stuff. So first of all we'll go to manifest, and inside manifest we'll go to Android manifest XML, and here we'll be going to change certain things. So we'll not basically delete anything from here, so click this minus so that it's easier for us to understand the codes. So next we need to give the permissions for our application. So just give shift, then say users permission. So we get the users permission here, and then we need to type camera. So we get the Android permission.camera. We'll click enter on it, and then it comes and automatically completes for us. Then we need to click the slash, and then again enter, again another we need users permission. We need to use this sign and then users permission. Okay, enter, and then we need to write. Okay, it's an error. I made a mistake. Okay, right. So we get the right external storage here, so we'll click enter on that, and it's what we need, right external storage. Then we need to give slash, and then it's done. So what's basically we need to change in Android manifest XML is these two lines and nothing else. We don't need to change anything here, so everything here is fine, and we don't need to change anything over here. So these are basically they take the permission from our phone. So whenever we'll open our phone, you will get the notification of this application wants the access for camera. So you need to just click yeah access, or you can click deny. So it will again stop, the app will stop, but if you give access, the app will continue to camera. So it's done basically in Android manifest XML. So we'll just we don't need this anymore, so I'm just going to cross this for my convenience. And then in next step what you need to do is we'll just go to resources, and then we'll go to layout, and inside layout we'll go to activity main.xml. So inside this file we'll make certain changes. So what is the first change you need to do is, and I don't need this text view. Basically when you split them, you will just find, okay, I don't need the blueprint, I don't need this blueprint, so I'm going to click and only design. So it's more convenient for me to understand. Alright, so here it's hello world, and I don't need this text because we are using a camera application. It's a basic camera application, so we don't need this text of hello world. So I'm going to delete this part. So whenever you click on this, you'll see this is automatically gets highlighted. So I'm just going to delete this, and then what you need to do is we'll just here it's alright, XML version code, this is alright, we don't need to change this, but we'll change this constraint layout, Android constraint layout dot widget dot constraint layout. So just click this part of this much of this line. So this dark blue color is what we need to delete, and we'll just replace with linear layout, and click enter, and you'll see that this and this, both of them changes. So this is basically we got a linear layout over here. And whatever we don't need, this line we don't need this line, because this line you can see it's in gray color, unlike they are in green color and blue and purple color. So this is the whole line is in gray color, so it means that this line is basically useless for this coding. So I'm just going to simply delete this, and everything is alright here. So next what we need to add is we need to make certain changes within this part also, because we need to make certain designs over here. So first two lines are alright. Okay, so this line and this line is alright, we don't need to change them. And then the next two lines are also fine, those are match parent, width and height. And then orientation and gravity we need to add, and context is alright, so we need to add this here, orientation. So it's automatically comes under the orientation, so it should be vertical. We'll give enter, and then again enter. We'll need to add the gravity, so it should be this gravity, and it should be center horizontal. So let's check this application. So everything is, so you can see whenever we put our cursor to this part, so it hovered, and this dark part was not originally there. So it was originally in this form. This darkness came in this part, in these sides. I mean, it came vertically basically, and now it comes horizontally. So its gravity is set to center and it's horizontal. So this is the main reason what's going over here. So alright, so we don't need anything else over here. Okay, so now we need to add one drawables. Okay, so inside drawable we need to add new. So we'll add a vector asset. So this is basically we need to add an image. So like whenever we there should be an image. Okay, I'll explain. So first of all, let's change this thing. So we need another clip art. So I'll type image, and it comes for us over here. So just click OK, and then it should be it should be 24 dp by 24 dp. Okay, I'll select this and change it. I'll make it 26 dp. Okay, 28 dp. So I don't think this should be a square, because this is originally a square, so it should be a square. If you make it 28 and if you just change it to 30, I don't think it's gonna work. Let's see. So it's not gonna work. If you give 30, both will be 30. Okay, so okay, I'm just going to keep it 28, and the color should be somewhat like this type. Okay, I'll select it bluish. Okay, I'll choose this color, and the opacity should be somewhat 82%. Okay, nearly 80% opacity. Okay, so I'll click next, and then this will be our where it will be stored. It will be inside the main, inside the drawables, and inside IC baseline. So this is our basically output directory, and I'll just click finish, and here we get the baseline image, this one. So just click across. Okay, so next what we need to do is here we'll add an image view. So just click this, and image, we get it, image view. So next we'll what should be its height and width should be. So height, I'll select it's 400 dp, and width I'll select to okay, so width I selected to 400 dp, and height I should select to 600 dp. Okay, so this should be fine, and you need to give a slash over here so that it marks the end of this. and we need to add something more. So first of all, I'll add id, enter, and then it should be image view. So this id is basically, when you will see, if we go to design, and this is our image view, and the id actually comes over here. So if you just select and change it over here, you will notice the change of the id here also. This is whatever we typed over here is mjgckj, something like that, and the same thing is typed over here. So I'm just going to click and just make it image view. So making a special id is what somewhat makes you comfortable to deal with, so you don't mess up whenever in future basically. So next, what we need to add is, we need to add an image source. So this is basically Android SR. When you type src, it's basically image source. So it's drawable. The first thing is that drawable IC baseline image 24. So this is the drawable, and inside this there is an IC baseline image of 24 XML. So this is what we need to select. So when we go to the design, you'll see certain changes. So boom, there is the image over here. So this is what basically we wanted here. So you can just add any image. So this is the drawable image, and this image will be displayed inside this. So next, what we need to do is, we'll just make it center crop. So basically it's a scale type, and it should be center crop. Fine. So one more thing, so let's change this, and we'll just make it like this. Viewer point height should be okay, not this one, this Android height and Android width. I'm going to change them. I'll just make 32, and here I'm also going to change this to 32. So let's see what's going on here. So everything is fine. So basically it has gone a little more bigger, but it looks good. It basically looks good. So next, what we'll do is, I'm thinking to change this part, the image view. This part I'm thinking to change. So I'll go to design, and I'll select this, and I'll select the background of somewhat like this color, and I'll make the opacity a little bit less. So it basically looks cool. So whenever you go there, you'll see that the background is changed over here. Okay, so it's basically fine. And now I'm going to add a button. So I'll just simply give shift, and then we'll give small then sign, and then we'll add a button. So this button should be the layout width and height. So width I'm going to give 200 dp, and height I'll type it wrap content. Wrap content. And then we need to give a slash so that it ends here, so there should be no error over here. And then what we need to do is, so I'm going to give an ID to this button. So the ID should be I'll say capture underscore image. So this should be its ID basically. Okay, what we did is, we did something wrong. So I gave the ID to this, all this basically this linear layout. I give the ID to this, so I'm going to cut it and select button, and here I'll give my ID. And you'll see whenever we go to here, so this Android ID will automatically come over here. And then what we need to do is, I'm just going to give something to this button, I'll give the text to display on this button. So like it should be capture image. So this should be enough. and I'll also just make it a little more bigger. So I'll just click 14 sp to 18 sp. So, okay, so this looks pretty good. And then what we'll do is we'll again go back to the code. So now what I want is this and this are quite closer to each other. It's just in the same wall. They are sharing the same boundary. So I just want to give a little spacing between this image view and the button. So what I need to do is I'll just add a margin top. So you get this layout margin top, and margin top should be like somewhat 10 dp. Okay, 100 dp. So it goes very long, so I'll give it 40 dp. So this is quite nice for our Android application. So I'll just click and then enter. So this is our basically what should our app will look like. So just let's run it again. So just check it if everything is alright or there is some error over here. So this is where we selected our vector asset. So this is the vector asset which will go here. So it says the Gradle build is running and the app is going to install soon. So our virtual device is on and our app is going to install soon, and we can check it if it's alright or not. So it's still running, and well, I have made a lot more of applications in my device. So I'll just simply uninstall them. I'm just going to simply uninstall them. So this was what I made it previously. Alright, okay. So you can see my virtual device is getting a little bit slow because it is sharing the same RAM, and I have opened a lot more activities over here and it's sharing the same RAM. So this is our Android application which we made it. So whenever we click on this, it should capture an image, but whenever I'm clicking on this, nothing happens. Neither. So when you click on this, nothing will happen on this, because this is just an image view, but this is a button. So it should work, but we have not basically coded for this, and it has no instruction what to do. So this button is just like a button like you can just imagine of a switch without wires, without any connections to the circuit. So this is basically the same thing what's happening over here. So we have just successfully run this application, and till now we have no errors over here. So we just made the image view and we got the capture button, and just successfully run our application in our virtual device. So I think this video is getting a bit longer, so I'll explain about how we can add the button. How we can add the codings for the button, so that when it's coded, when it's clicked, it will just capture the image. So I'll discuss with that in our next video. So you can subscribe for my next video, and you can put your comments, you can put your queries in the comment section below, so that we can sort it out together. So for now I'm going to end this video, and I'll explain about this in the part 2 of this video. So thanks for watching this, and have a good